Hey everyone, Melanie Bedner here. We just wanted to stop and talk about perennials that bloom in the springtime. So when you're planting perennials, some of them bloom in the spring, some bloom in the summer, and some just bloom in the fall. So you want to plant a little bit of each so you get continuous bloom through the whole season. And we're here at one of the beds that Russ and I redesigned in the fall of 2020. We like planting in the fall. So we did that in 2020, and we didn't completely fill this bed in. We wanted to give it some space and time to grow and see how we like things. So we're adding some things in here now. It's the spring of 22. And as the spring is moving along here, I realized that there's not much to look at in this bed in the springtime. So we want to add today some spring blooming perennials. You want to make sure you do it in the spring while they're available at the garden center, because once spring passes, usually they're sold out and gone and really not too much available anymore. So this is a great time to plant some spring blooming perennials. So in my bed here, we have some big clumps of, I have a patch of about 6 obedient plant coming up. They bloom in the summer. There's some Monarda. There's a patch of maybe 8 or so Monarda. They bloom in the summer. There's some anemone that bloom in the fall. So they're really not looking like much of anything right now. We have some Carl Forster grasses that look nice right now, but overall, like not a whole ton, so we're definitely wanting to add some interest here for the spring. We have some of the plants we do have that look great right now are the Hillebores. That's a really nice must-have plant, is the Lenten rose. They're one of the first things to bloom in the springtime that just add that wonderful color that you want to see after a long, dark, gray winter. We also have some bleeding hearts here already in the bed, some beautiful Jacob's ladder that I just love with the variegated leaves and the fine texture. Some of the things that we're going to add in here today include this group of 3 of this Perennials with this beautiful blue flower in the fine texture there of the leaves. And I'll do a little clump of 3 there right next to the Hillebores. So we just moved over to this other section of this large bed that we have here. And we have some summer blooming things. We have some roses that are just getting started, some perennial geraniums, and some bactesia that are just poking up out of the ground. So right along these big boulders here, I want to add in some of this columbine. I'm going to add at least 3 of them in here, and some creeping phlox I'm going to add in around these rocks as well. Some other spring blooming perennials to consider that are just gorgeous this time of year would be forget-me-nots. Lamium is a great ground cover, and it's usually got really nice blooms on it right now. Amsonia, we did plant an Amsonia there yesterday. Bernera is a great plant. I mentioned the bleeding hearts. Epimedium. Sweet Woodruff is a great ground cover that blooms in the spring if you have a large area that you want to fill in. If you want to keep it contained, don't plant Sweet Woodruff. But if you have an area that you really need to fill in, Sweet Woodruff would be a great one with nicely scented flowers in the springtime. Hillebores or Lenten rose we mentioned. Poppies, the phlox, either the woodland phlox or the moss phlox. Jacob's ladder, tiarella, and violas. So make sure to incorporate some of these spring blooming perennials in your garden. You'll be happy that you did. So you have something nice to look at before all the summer perennials come up. We'll see you soon at the garden center.